Class, this is Dr. Peter Trzop, and I was talking to a student the other day, and they gave me an idea for a video, and it was about how do people think, meaning more professors, and how do they grade, and what are some of the mindsets. And sometimes you hear the term that, well, every professor has their quirks, every professor has their thing, but there are core things that really are consistent through the professors typically. Okay, so I put all this stuff with a grain of salt, but if there's certain things that if I teach you that if you do these core things, typically it'll translate into better grades down the road and you'll do better academic work. So for my mindset, the main goal obviously in the class is to learn the material, but having said that, you're gonna forget a lot of that. That's just facts. That's a documented fact. You open that book, and the day you close that book, you're starting to lose that information. So it has to be more than just information that you're getting. So we start looking at three major skills: researching skill, your analytical skills, and your writing skills. And those skills are very important, and they all play a role together. So if I say this is all your working class is academic, and you may bring in your experiences, you may make your comments, but it's academic at the end of the day. And if you always keep that belief in the forefront, you understand I do need to research, I do need to write in better APA spelling and grammar, and I need to research, like with the library or the Google Scholar. These are important things to do, and they help develop your academic quality, your writing length, your analysis, all the things that you're supposed to be doing, because education is a process. Each assignment in the class improves you just that much more. Or if you check mark it or go no go or metric it, you're not going to really improve. You just know how to check blocks and you know how to just fill in the blocks and you get your check mark for the class and you get enough check marks, you actually get a degree. And at the end of the day, that degree should mean something. So that's why I talk about the process of education and I try to explain some of the mindsets around it, okay? Um, I always say this too, is that some professors, depending on if you're 30X or 30Y person, some professors are just lazy people and some are very active people and some of them are have all the time in the world, some don't, and everybody has a different way. It's diversity, okay? Some is good, some is bad, but that's just what it is. Each one of them brings something to your education. They may not do something exactly the way you like, but they bring something different to your education. One may expect more, one may expect nothing. Well, some people say, I like that. I like being expected nothing. I can get an easy A. That's a check mark. Even with those professors, you should say, what am I learning? What skills am I developing? Research, analytical, and writing. And if that's not improving, then I know what the standard is. I'm going to move forward and do that. That's the whole purpose of it. The other thing, too, is when you go in to read something as a professor, you can tell right off the bat. And some people say, well, I want you to grade by a rubric. I mean, I want check, 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 check. So I get all of my points for doing just the metrics. And that's not how it works. Metrics are subjective. I have to make an opinion. Did you use a source? Yes, but I don't think you used it properly. Or I think you did. Or I think you used it partially properly. Or I didn't think you used APA. So my point being is very subjective. Always ask for the feedback that helps you to get better. The metrics are just there to show you a grade. The actual feedback is what is the meat of it. That's what gets you to do better and to improve your work. So why do I use videos more often? Because I believe that it's like sitting down with professors I had on site, and that's the closest thing I can give you. Sometimes I have to write things, sometimes I don't. But at the end of the day, I try to give as much feedback as possible because that's what you're here for. It's a process of education. And all those things build up into stronger education work and academic work. Um, if you wanna go in and present your work, again, a professor's going to read it. They're going to look. Is it organized? Is it written in proper APA and spelling and grammar? Are there sources here? Are they cited properly? Optics have a lot to do with that. If I look at a citation, a post, and I say, "Wow, look at all these things there. They all look in order." I'm going to look at that a lot differently than one that says, "Well, I don't want to do APA. I don't care if it's misspelled. I don't care if it's conversational tone, lack of sources." There's a difference, and it's just the way it is. And so you have to understand those things. You can fight it, or you can just improve with it. That's the main thing. So what I always suggest to people is this, is really go out of your way to make the most out of your education. You only typically get 1 or 2 shots at it. And then once it's over, it's over. So make the most of it. Improve yourself. That's the whole point of education, is to improve things. So as we go through it, and I have students that'll sit there and make the most of it, and some that don't. If you want to check block your education, look, I'm retired military, and I'll be more than happy to give you a check mark, and you'll get whatever grade, and that's fine. I can live with that. I can go to sleep, and I can sleep soundly with no issues. Having said that, if you really want to work hard, I'm retired military, and I have all the time in the world to help you do better, if that's what you want. But what I don't want is this. I want to do F work in order to get A work, an A grade. I'm going to give the A to the student that works hard. I'm going to give a B to the student that's working hard that just can't get there, but we're going to work and try to get to that A. That's how that works. And then you should want to push yourself and drive. Now, the next professor may expect nothing or expect a lot less. That's okay, but you know what the standard is. And so if you ever need help, there's plenty of people to help you. There's plenty of people here to give you everything to be successful, but you got to reach out. Always feel free to call me, email, whatever it takes, and I'm going to spend that time with you. I wish you the best of luck. And again, I appreciate the student that gave me the ideas on how to give some of the philosophies of how professors grade. Not every one of them thinks the same way, but most of them have these core beliefs. Even if they don't understand, they have them. So I appreciate that, and best of luck.